Oh, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Duck, and I'm about to react to 15 criminals who got what they deserve. Y'all ready for this instant karma? Bro, I can't talk right now. Y'all ready for this instant karma? Hopefully they actually get what they deserve. This is by who is this? Pokey N ENG English. Pokey English. I'm guessing that's what that stands for. Let's do it.
In some cases, where criminals thought they had everything under control, they end up paying a high price for the crimes they tried to commit. Whether it's from distraction or even an unexpected intervention from someone, these criminals find themselves facing a fate that's a whole lot different from what they were expecting. In some situations, a robbery turns into a real comedy of errors, and the robber ends up way more defeated than they ever imagined. And that's exactly what you're going to see here today. So go ahead and leave your like, click down below on the subscribe button, and let's jump right in.
The leg sweep of justice.
A guy was calmly heading to his car when he noticed something strange going on, someone trying to run from the police. Curious, he stopped to figure out what was happening. In the blink of an eye, the criminal who was running got close, not realizing the guy had already sized up the situation. That's when, in a split second, the man delivered a spot-on leg sweep, knocking the criminal down and stopping him from continuing his escape. But it didn't end there. There was another guy chasing the criminal. As soon as he caught up, he tried to grab the criminal with his hands but got outmaneuvered. The robber still hadn't gone down for good. Then, with some quick thinking, the first guy played it cool and landed a second leg sweep. This time, the criminal had no way out and got pinned to the ground, unable to move.
Bruh. 2 leg sweeps. Damn. 2 leg sweeps.
It all happened super fast, but the most impressive part was the agility and smart timing. In the end, the criminal got the worst of it and wound up in jail.
Wow, that's crazy. Resisting
glass. A group
glass.
of thieves showed up full of confidence, ready to rob a store, but they totally failed. They arrived in one car and 3 more on motorcycles.
Damn.
The car tried to break the storefront glass right away, but the glass was way stronger than they imagined. Meanwhile, the other thieves parked their bikes quickly and pulled out hammers from inside their clothes.
Some good
all
glass.
Set to try to smash the glass too,
glass?
But it was no use. The glass didn't budge an inch. They tried everything, pounding with force, but the glass stayed firm, stronger than all of them. The car even tried one more time, slamming into the glass, but instead of breaking it, the car just bounced off. No luck. They couldn't even crack it, and the worse it got, the more it seemed like nothing was going to work.
Bruh. If the car ain't work, the sledgehammer ain't gonna work, boy. Bro, look,
Things went downhill for the thieves. In the end, they realized they had no way to pull off the plan and took off empty-handed, ditching the idea and the car. The glass, which they thought was the store's weak point, turned out to be a real barrier, frustrating the thieves' plans and making them leave without accomplishing a single thing.
He doing this in a Range Rover? What the fuck? If you got a Range Rover, why the fuck are you robbing? Unless you stole a Range Rover, then it's different. But like, come on, man, just stick to cars at that point. You obviously can't rob nothing else.
This story feels like it came straight out of a funny home video show. It all starts with a guy parking his car in front of his house. He hops out quickly to open the gate, and in that moment, 2 guys show up announcing a robbery. The victim even tries to fight back, but against 2 people, there's not much he can do, so he gives up the car. The real chaos begins when the thieves get into the car and realize they don't even know how to drive it right. They fumble around trying to get out of there, but nothing worked. Their desperation grows as time ticks by, and the scene just gets weirder and weirder. Out of nowhere, another character appears on the scene, a neighbor or friend of the car's owner, armed with a broom. That's right, a broom. He goes after the thief in the driver's seat, swinging the broom through the window. The driver, not knowing what to do, just gives up and bails from the car with his partner.
Oh, sheesh.
And for the grand finale, when it looked like everything was over, one of the thieves decides to grab another car that's parked nearby. But in his hurry, he reverses without looking and ends up running over his own accomplice before speeding away, leaving his buddy behind. It's the kind of story that if someone just told you, you might not believe it.
You're fired, bro. Don't ever
in the
steal
Federal
again.
District in Brazil, a thief went through a scene straight out of a comedy movie when he tried to break into a house. He decided to go in through the kitchen, but his head got stuck in the door. The commotion started when neighbors heard cries for help in the middle of the morning.
Oi, ó, o elemento tentou entrar aqui na casa aqui para roubar, tentou passar pela porta, ficou preso aí. Que hora que tu entrou aqui, cara?
Completely desperate, the guy was begging to be freed, saying he feared for his life. Curious locals called the military police, who arrived with a ladder to get into the property. When the officers climbed up the wall and looked inside, they were greeted by the thief stuck in the door, struggling to break free. No luck. The funniest part was that this unlucky guy was all set up to avoid leaving any traces, wearing gloves to prevent fingerprints. But it didn't do him any good, since he never expected the door to swing back and trap him. And then he found out the house had been empty for weeks, with nothing inside worth taking. After a lot of effort and with the neighbors' help, the police managed to get him unstuck. He was taken to the station and arrested. In the end, he didn't manage to steal anything, and he also ended up as the neighborhood laughingstock. It was like destiny playing a prank with instant karma. A man came running up to a house, clearly eyeing a package there. Without wasting time, he snatched the parcel and tried to hide it under his hoodie, thinking he'd walk off scot-free. What he didn't count on was the door camera being active, recording everything, and even switching up the lighting to mark the suspicious movement. Making matters worse for him, a police cruiser showed up right on the corner of the street at that exact moment. Noticing the camera light had changed and the cops were getting close, the thief tried to play it off. He pretended it had nothing to do with him, dropped the package back by the door, and turned his back, trying to look as innocent as possible. His suspicious behavior only caught the officers' attention more, and they decided to stop and check out what was going on. Despite acting clueless, he couldn't hide how guilty he looked.
Stupid.
In Alberta, in Canada, a thief pulled off one of the fastest, craziest arrests ever seen. The guy walked into a convenience store to buy an energy drink with a stolen credit card, not realizing there was a police officer standing right behind him in line. While waiting his turn at the register, he was already drinking the energy drink straight from the can. When it was time to pay, he tried everything. Swiping the card, tapping it, nothing worked. Desperate, he even dug out some coins from his pocket to try to cover the purchase. But the register system warned the clerk that the card was stolen and that they should call the police. What the thief didn't know was that they didn't even need to call, because the police officer was literally right there, behind him. As soon as the clerk showed the notice to him, the officer didn't think twice. He whipped out the cuffs and arrested the guy on the spot.
Bruh, dude. Wow.
The clerk,
Why
Clayton,
hide his
found
face,
it so
though? That's
hilarious he could
crazy.
hardly keep a straight face while it was all going down. Later, he said it was one of the easiest arrests ever, since the thief practically turned himself in. In the end, the suspect was let go on condition he'd appear in court. But the story has already gone down as one of the most embarrassing moments in the world of crime. Using a stolen credit card with the police in the same line was, to say the least, a disastrous plan.
I mean, I only had one card. That's how you know it was stolen.
A thief thought he was going to score big when he tried to steal a woman's bags on the street, but he ended up in a mess he definitely didn't see coming. Riding a bike, he was cruising slowly, already eyeing his target. He rolled by her almost at a standstill, waiting for just the right moment, until he decided to strike. As soon as he got close, he yanked on her bags with force. Of course, the woman fought back, holding on to her belongings as best she could. During the struggle, she fell to the ground, which caught the attention of people in traffic. A passenger from a car that was stopped there saw what was happening and jumped out without thinking twice. He went straight for the thief, who was still trying to free his bike from the ground.
Oh no, you didn't got caught. Oh, you're done. You're done, son. When there's nice people around, you're done.
Others nearby also decided to help, and within seconds, the thief was surrounded by a group that took it upon themselves to teach him a lesson. Meanwhile, the victim got her bags back. In the end, the thief was pinned down and was probably regretting trying to snatch those bags in that spot at that time.
I'm in the breaking.
Thief thought he was being super sneaky, trying to pry open a glass door with a crowbar, taking major care not to draw anyone's attention. He was trying to open the door quietly, thinking nobody would see or hear anything. What he didn't know was that the homeowner was upstairs at the window, filming everything on her phone, staying completely silent so he wouldn't notice.
I would have been filming in one hand, calling the cops on the
homeowner had
other.
already called the police and was recording the whole time. It didn't take long before 3 officers showed up out of nowhere. They announced the arrest and pinned him down, throwing him on the ground and hauling him straight off to the station. The thief, not even realizing he was on camera, got caught red-handed, and the homeowner, besides stopping the burglary, helped the police with the footage. In the end, his plan went south and he paid the price. Another proof that crime really doesn't pay, especially when the wrong person is watching.
Fucking dumbass.
The plan might have seemed simple, but its execution was a total disaster. The thief's goal was to steal an ATM, but what happened after was downright painful. A security camera in a snack shop caught the moment the guy parked on the sidewalk, got out with some tape, and tried to wrap it around the ATM to pull it out of there. After getting the tape around the machine, he headed back to the car, figuring they could yank it out with no problem. When the car sped forward, it dragged
With
not
tape?
just the ATM, but the door along with it, and the thief took a massive hit.
Oh! Oh, you're fucked.
As a result, the guy didn't walk away unscathed. After getting nailed by the ATM, he limped off and had to chase down the car. It's another example of how, when a crook doesn't think through the details, the plan can collapse real fast. He just wanted to take the ATM, but instead ended up with a headache and a sore knee instead of the big prize he had in mind.
I mean, they got it, I guess, but like, what the fuck?
Security camera footage captured the moment a store owner faced down a knife-wielding robber. Ozkan Yildirim, who was 36 years old, was by himself when a masked man walked in with a large kitchen knife and demanded the money from the register. The thief pointed the knife, threatening him, but the store owner didn't back down. He fought back. Instead of giving in, Yildirim tried to hold off the robber using a box of paper rolls. Right away, the two started wrestling behind the counter. The robber, who wanted to control the situation, ended up disarmed and lost his mask and sweater while trying to run.
Oh, okay.
The strangest part is that during all this chaos, Yildirim was on a video call with his girlfriend. At first, she thought he was joking around, but soon she realized it was real. Thankfully, with Yildirim's courage and quick thinking, he wasn't hurt, and the thief didn't get away with any merchandise. Hopefully that robber will think twice before trying something like that again.
Well, a lot of those dudes lock their doors after a certain time.
A criminal walked into a place wearing a helmet, holding a gun, and carrying a plastic bag, announcing a holdup and demanding all the money from the register. Even though the place was almost empty, one customer decided to take matters into his own hands. He waited for the robber to get a little distracted, grabbed a chair, and suddenly smacked him right in the back.
Damn,
the impact knocked the helmet off, exposing the thief's face and leaving him totally dazed. From that moment on, it was total chaos. A fight started between the criminal and the customer, who didn't seem at all worried about the robber's weapon, which turned out to be a toy gun.
Oh, that's why he probably saw it. Also, you ain't gonna shoot, bro. You just got a gun in your hand for no reason.
One funny detail is that while this crazy scene was going down, a staff member kept cleaning the table like nothing was happening. She seemed completely committed to wiping off every speck of dirt in that place, just like the hero was committed to wiping out crime by taking down the robber.
She committing. She's standing on business.
These thieves thought they were going to have an easy time stealing, but they got shut down almost immediately. They stole a motorcycle from someone who was parked near the curb and took off, until a pedestrian who saw it happening decided to help, causing one of the criminals to fall to the ground. Even after wiping out, they tried to keep up the theft and sped off, but what seemed like a quick, simple crime turned into a bigger problem. That's because everything was caught on video by a car right behind them. The car's camera captured every second of the robbery, including the thief's tumble. With that footage in hand, the police quickly identified the criminals and nabbed them. The pedestrian might not have completely stopped the robbery, but he bought enough time for the whole thing to get recorded and help land them in jail. The thieves who thought they could run off without a trace ended up caught thanks to technology and the bravery of a random stranger. Karma, as always, was swift and effective.
Always is. Super chill thief, huh?
This thief didn't have much luck this time. He was strolling down the street checking out the area until he spotted a motorcycle parked in front of a store. After a few seconds of sizing it up, he made his move, hopped on the bike, put on the helmet, and tried to ride away into traffic. But what he didn't expect was that as soon as the folks at the store realized the bike was being stolen, things would get tough for him. Several people took off running after him, and he didn't even make it around the corner. Before he could do a thing, they knocked him over in the middle of the street, and right after that, pinned him down. That way the police had no trouble finding him once they got the call about the attempted theft.
Bro thought he was nice with it, but he wasn't. Yes. I'm still from that. Oh, that's
it's almost funny to see how laid back this thief was, calmly stealing in broad daylight, apparently in no hurry. Clearly, he's not very skilled at the criminal life. Hopefully, he learned his lesson and will decide to earn his money the honest way next time. This crook's plan was totally half-baked, and the outcome couldn't have been more disastrous. The guy walked up to someone demanding he withdraw cash from an ATM, acting all tough like he'd walk away scot-free.
Bro, what
But
the
with the way
hell?
things are nowadays, ATMs usually have cameras to record who's using them. He definitely didn't see that coming. During the holdup, the victim managed to yank the criminal's helmet off, showing his face to the ATM camera, revealing his identity. But the robber didn't seem to grasp how serious that was. The victim even told him he could be identified by the camera, and that's when everything changed. Realizing he'd been caught on camera and that his face was right there, the thief desperately tried to drop to the ground to hide, but it was already too late. There was no escaping the consequences. His identity had been recorded and arrest was inevitable. In the end, that attempted robbery was a total bust.
What the fuck? Was he not thinking?
People say one of the biggest fears out there is seeing a guy on a motorcycle roll up close, and it's no wonder. Plenty of robberies happen with thieves on bikes, but this time, the robber was totally unprepared. He pulled up on a motorcycle in a random street, gun in hand, confronting 3 people and announcing a holdup. The woman panicked and thought about running, but one of her friends told her to stay calm, and she handed over her belongings. Everything seemed to be going the criminal's way until the third person went to give him his stuff and noticed the gun was fake. Realizing they were scared of a toy gun, the victims rushed him. The thief ended up dropping the fake weapon in the process. He got in real trouble then, being overpowered by the very people he was robbing.
Bro, it's all good until they realize it's fake.
What goes around comes around. Sometimes the payback is faster than these criminals ever imagine. Don't forget to subscribe so you can watch more videos like this one.
Most of the time, the guns are fake, to be honest. A good chunk of the time, they like, we could get away with it if it's fake. If you got a real gun, motherfucker, you ain't gonna be doing stupid robberies like that. I tell you that much. It'd be a different robbery. You actually go for some money that's guaranteed and not on a whim. That's all I'm gonna say. Whew. That was some good. Oh shit. All right. Anyways, that was some good videos of the people getting what they deserve out here in these streets. Yeah. Be better, bro. Be better. Don't do stupid stuff. It's always another way to get money other than being a criminal. Okay. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.